Okay. I fixed some problems with my phone recording, and now I am recording, because apparently my headphones don't like it when I record. So we've returned to our map making, and you can see we have our deserts, yes, the key, all that stuff, so that you can actually see, all of the normal stuff. So we're just gonna get back into drawing the biomes and stuff. Okay. There's a colder desert right there. God damn, my brother likes to watch weird stuff. Hey, Corbin.
What?
Can you use some headphones or something? I'm trying to make a video.
My headphones are dead. Nah, I'm good.
Can you at least go to a different room?
I still got coffee in this cup.
Shove the coffee in your ass and go to the room. It'll reach your bloodstream faster. At least make it quieter. Because I am recording a video right now.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Thank you. Well, anyways. So currently we're just doing the, because usually I do the rain shadows first, as the mountains are some of the first things I do, so they're usually some of the first things on the map, which means they're the first things that I need to mess around with. Okay. Put desert there, there, a little bit there, there, and there. Okay. Honestly, there's gonna be a lot of, like, deserts and stuff, like, over on this outside area. I mean, I guess this would be, like, the Andes Mountains. You know? Damn. So we're a lot lower down, which means we'll have more actual deserty areas. Like this. It's quite interesting. Alright, so we're gonna do the lower deserts. Oh yeah, I recently finished a slight mock-up of the Mario Universe actual timeline. So we actually have a timeline now, and there's a lot of splits. Like, a lot of splits, like a huge, massive amount. Ooh, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna redo that. Because it'd be more like this. Connected like that. And we'll just... because this is around the area where we'd start getting into deserts, I guess. And, well, it'd be more like around here. I mean, I guess the only actual rainforests and tropical areas would be, like, on some of these islands and on this northern area. So there's that. This area has a lot less wind going throughout it, so I guess it'd be a lot more, I don't know, desert-like.
Mark played Baldi's Basics.
Oh my god.
Hey, Markiplier.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do a bit of that. Yeah. Okay, so we should be able to just do that. Which means it's a larger desert in that area. Now back over to here, where the wind is more coming down from here instead of just flowing, because over here it was flowing around the mountains, but here it seems to be going down from the mountains. Yeah. I always start with the hotter biomes. I guess that's because of, where I grew up and stuff. God damn, Mark. Sorry, my brother's watching just a Markiplier video right now, and he's, Markiplier playing Baldi's Basics.
Oh.
Sometimes I question life. Actually, I should change that from sometimes to always. Anyways. So, what chapter 5 references, because I don't know what else to say. So, what does it say? It says that I'm very tall and beautiful. Oh, Chris, Susie, how are you two doing? Actually, no. Sometimes I remember stuff incorrectly, so it was actually... Oh, Rouse, Chris, how are you two doing? We're doing alright, thank you. T-posing Susie. Markiplier is getting scared by Baldy?
No. It's a video game he played.
Never mind. He's watching a different video now. So, this is where kind of those winds actually stop, and more where these winds actually start. So, because of how much wind we have going on here, the rain shadow is just going to be strong enough to the point where it's going to go all the way to the shore. When would you say the golden era of YouTube would be? I'd say when it'd be definitely anywhere from 2016 to 2020. Because we had so many different people on YouTube. Like, it's so much stuff. Honestly, I'd consider that to be the golden age of YouTube. Just back then, we didn't have all the weird stuff we have today. Okay, so at this point, I'd say some of these islands would be desert-like due to them being in more of a deserty zone. That one's just gonna be pure desert. Actually, no, that one's gonna be less of a desert. So we're gonna have that. This here, okay. So I have a good thing that's coming up. I'm going to be moving from this PC to a gaming laptop. It is a used one from a friend of mine. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to use it on the go because it can't be unplugged. But otherwise, it's actually doing pretty good. So we're gonna have a slight southern desert. So we're gonna have like a larger desert that's gonna pop up because we did the rain shadows first. Now it's actually time to do some of this more deserty stuff. So yeah, a larger desert that appears right there. We can have a smaller desert. I guess these would be like biome shields. I don't know what they would be called, but natural barriers. Like the Romans, they would have just gone. They did actually explore down into Africa as far down as the Niger River, I know some of you guys like to pronounce it with a hard R. It's pronounced Niger. So yeah, they know as far down as areas of like northern Ethiopia, the southern Nile or the upper Nile, the Niger River. But that was only because of the massive desert called the Sahara Desert that just sat right there, not allowing them to go past. We are gonna have a little bit more desert right there. Okay. So next we have, after we go ahead and actually finish this, because we do need to finish it. It would actually be more of a colder desert because of how southern it is. That island and that island can both be deserts. This one can be half desert, half savanna. Perfect. So yes, there's a large desert that just kind of sits right here. So yeah. I guess we could have like larger, so maybe like, I guess this could be like Southern Africa and then Northern Africa and the Mediterranean like situation, where there's a whole bunch of like goods, silk, gold, and coal and iron and stuff. And then up here we have like other crops and bread and a lot of other stuff, and they'd need to go through the Sahara or around it, or just sail around it in order to trade between the two areas, or you just go straight through because, you know, people would do that. Or to have like a smaller desert up here. And like a really tiny desert. So yeah, I mean, we could have a little bit. Okay. I guess it'd be the Goldilocks zone for deserts, because that'd be where deserts would appear the most. Okay, so now you can focus on something more like the cold desert, which is, you guessed it, cold. I guess it'd be more like a situation where I am, because people would go to my area and they'd be like, this isn't a desert. This has a whole bunch of plants and stuff. Well, first of all, it's a rain shadow. Second of all, fuck you. Now, because, we have wind flowing a lot more through here, we can have a little bit bigger cold deserts. Okay, so back to what I was actually talking about before. Yeah, I actually have a lot more plants, in this area, but people would still say that, hey, this isn't a, this isn't a desert, this is more of a, green area. And you are technically right. What you are also technically wrong is we are considered to be a desert, but we also aren't a desert because of some of our qualities. So yeah, the cold desert is either some kind of transition biome between the desert and some, I guess, more rainy and colder biomes, or it's just a colder version of the desert that appears in areas that are cold, like here and here. Now the steppe is definitely a kind of transition biome. Oh wait, I know the problem. That tutorial on how to trigger Deltarune fans. I wonder, what could we use? I know. You're taking too long. Friend. just saying random words can, I don't know, trigger people, because... And again, colder deserts can't really, appear in some other areas, like closer to the rainforests and stuff. They're not going to really appear as a transition biome, as they're more of, like a transition straight from the desert into something that isn't, any of the semi-tropical or tropical rainforests. So yeah. Oh, that's not good. Markiplier. A quote from Markiplier. Well, that's not good. It's like a lot of these bay areas, they're really just encapsulated by these deserts. I guess, what do I do now? There we go, desert after desert after desert. Lots and lots of desert. I wonder, would the British be interested in these rocks? I mean, I guess we could have more, cold deserts, like right here. Okay. That there, and that there. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. But also going to actually have the cold desert cover up most of that. So yeah, the desert would have been larger, but it's so cold down here that all of that is considered to be just a colder part of the desert. We also have this desert here. So there's that. Okay. So the blazing desert, which is what I like to call it, it's literally just the Death Valley. And we're gonna have a few of those areas. Like right here. I'm thinking maybe we could have like some kind of, Wisco thing, I guess, for this. So that they would actually have a harder time. Because, like, let's say there's somebody who's, like, up in this kind of area, and, they want to go ahead and trade with people down in this area, but they can't. because of this big well, they can, but they also, what they'd have to do is instead of going straight down, they'd have to go ahead and take a winding path, which would mean they would get lost easier. So yeah. But then again, this area is going to be like a big rainforest and stuff. You could have like a mini blazing desert, like right there. So yeah. Pretty tiny. Trying to resist. Just say the thing. Okay. So now we're gonna actually have the actual transition biomes for deserts, which are the steppes. And I guess it could be like kind of a fading away. Like that, up to, okay. And so if we go ahead and do something like that, then you can actually see, perfect. Now there's definitely going to be a lot more steppes over here. Let me redo that. I guess it'd be a smaller because they're, I guess. So the thing about cold steppes is they only appear in cold areas. So they aren't a transition from normal steppe to cold steppe. They're just a transition in colder areas. Have a bit of a larger one, or like right there. And then it ends right there because it gets so cold.
That's really logged out. What the?
Biomes are just everywhere. My mom would have not liked it if we actually had a, so they were building a new huge building in our area, and I was like, oh, we're getting a new mall, and my mom was like, I hope we're not getting a new mall. We didn't get a new mall. We got an Amazon warehouse. Just we'll have like a wider one right here. And then we can do something like that. We can fill in that, that, and that. Okay. Just a tiny little bit right there. It's just done. There we go. eventually it just gets so cold that there aren't any steppes at all. It just transitions straight into something else. So what's the next biome we have? Ah, the savanna. Now, this biome I can actually get over. Let's go ahead and get these savannas in. Because I'm gonna have to go ahead and end the video in a little bit. First of all, I don't have time. Second of all, I need to do some stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't get hot enough for a desert, and instead there's a savanna. Most islands around this area are just purely savannas.
I did not eliminate myself, dude.
Okay. Careful. Okay. First of all, this video is getting way too long. Second of all, I actually split this up. So, now we're finished with the, hot biomes. Well, yeah. Well, the dry hot biomes. Next, we're gonna be going for the, wet hot biomes and more temperate biomes, which will be I guess the third episode of the biomes, and then no, that'll be the second episode, and then the third episode would be the cold plains, the judicious forest, the tundra, and the ice sheet. So those are all the cold biomes. So this